think she really spurred me on to be like, okay, no, I need to work harder. I need to do better. And I need to try to pretend I'm Cynthia Erivo for a second.
I got the preview of the full album Superbloom last week, and I've had the privilege of listening to it through a couple times now. And yeah, it's truly a great piece of art. I really enjoyed it. So congratulations.
Well, thank you.
I found myself like on like my neighborhood walk. It was a beautiful, because I'm in LA, it was sunny. I was listening to the whole album, but specifically to Sauna into Mr. Valentine. I found like a little swing in my step. I was like, oh, this like groovy, sensual. I don't know. It just made me, I started to strut versus walk. And I just like, I love that is the embodiment of what comes from the album.
You were in your own movie.
I truly, truly was.
I love that's like my best thing. My friends have messaged me and said that they have that as like Begin Again would be their like, I remember my friend Jack who said he was like in Paris and Begin Again, he'd be on like the metro and he'd be playing it and it'd be like his movie, it'd be like the entrance theme. So I'm really into the fact that Sauna into Mr. Valentine is your movie. That's perfect.
Oh, that is my movie moment for sure. That's where the montage is happening, where I'm walking. I got the dance sequence going. It's perfect.
Is it the opening of the film? Is it halfway through or is it the end?
I feel like it's the beginning when things are good. It's before the tension and the plot starts to really thicken. It's like things are good, things are lighthearted, we're with friends.
Before shit.
But yeah, with Superbloom, it really feels like you're stepping into this fully formed world, and it almost is like you're in your own Studio 54 in the clouds kind of moment. And I was wondering, when you were going into making Superbloom, what did that look and feel like in your head before you made it? Was there a whole process? Did it change?
Thank you so much. And yeah, it did change. I thought I was making a totally different record. I thought I was kind of picking up where Free Yourself left off, because I think I'd seen the reaction to Free Yourself. It had this huge moment, which was incredible. And I was like, well, I should just give them more of that. Like, that's what I need to do. And I'm just going to carry on the party, and it's going to be high tempo, high octane. And I was writing these songs and it just wasn't, they were perfectly good songs. And Tully, who was on this call, would have chosen, I think he really likes Superbloom, but there's a whole other album that is kind of slightly more hyper pop dance that is good. It's good, but it just wasn't, it didn't feel kind of true. And I think there was something hanging over me where I had always been very close to a song called Remember Where You Are, which ended What's Your Pleasure. And I felt this need to kind of return to soul, like I had my first record, Devotion, which had been so greatly, like people have been so lovely about it. And I kind of just wanted to be able to combine all the kind of tempos and the energy and the feel with soul. And that's kind of where we landed. And I think I needed to live my life, and I needed to enjoy being a parent and enjoying the kind of simplicity of parent. It's not simple, but like just being, living. And so from where I thought I was taking the listener to like the club, I think I actually welcomed them into my home, and also like an imaginary dance floor that's kind of in the heavens. And so I think it got slightly more abstract, and whilst being abstract, also kind of incredibly intimate as well, and like real life. So yeah, I wanted to give you more. I wanted to share more of myself, and I wanted to kind of amplify the kind of goddess that my fans make me feel in this kind of flamboyant, theatrical way on songs like I Could Get Used to This, or Don't You Know Who I Am, or No Consequences. And then I also was ready to kind of let you into my world a little bit more in my private life.
Yeah. And I feel like that's very evident too. I mean, it does take you on this whole journey, and I know you had some personal hardships and a lot of things happen with loved ones in 2025, and I feel like with a record like 16 Summers, that feels like really the emotional core of the album.
Mm.
I'm curious too, because it is a very fun, light album with a lot of the singles, but 16 Summers feels really, palpable and poignant in that way. What was it like making that song on the record, and how was that for you?
I felt this need. I would sing "Say You Love Me," my song "Say You Love Me" in my show, just me and a piano, and it would have such a kind of reaction and kind of like it was. I was there with the audience and we'd be in that moment together, and I felt the need to, "Say You Love Me" was from my second record, and I was like, I think I need to do a ballad. I'd been like opposing the ballads for 2 albums. Like I'd just been like, I'm balladed out. And I think I was like, no, I'm ready to return to a ballad. But also I didn't know what that was going to be. And this conversation around the idea of like 16 summers, you're gonna get 16 summers. And I started writing it before actually my best friend was unwell and we lost a friend of ours. And so it was an incredibly kind of selfish song. It was about what my guilt, my mother's guilt, and how much time I have with my kids, and like how much are they going to punish me? And it was all this, and then it kind of I kept on adapting it with Shin Good-so and John Cho, because we lost a friend of ours in the summer, and so by the time I went to vocal that song, it had a very different meaning to me, and it wasn't just about my own kind of selfish guilt. It was a kind of song about loss and love and time, and so I think it became kind of it became a song that anybody could listen to, not just a parent or yeah. So I love that song and I'm very proud of it, and I think I needed to ground the record as well, because I think I needed to make sure that, like, whilst I'm having so much fun and we have all this fun, there's like real life happening and there's hardships, and I think it was at the core, it was this like reminder to cherish and don't take anything for granted. And that's very much how I feel at the moment. I get to be this performer, I get to be a parent, I get to be my own boss, I get to be all these things. And it doesn't mean it's easy or hard. It's a juggle, but it's I wanted to cherish like life and living.
It's apparent too. So yeah, thank you for opening up about that. I feel, you know, going back to the tone of it being this, disco heavy, groovy pop record, a lot of, I think about, your queer fan base and the roots of, queer liberation being in disco music, and, these last 2 albums being very heavily disco. I mean, I know it's always, your shows are so lively and so fun, and people come out and you almost have different personas and get to dress up and have fun. And it's such a great time. And I'm kind of curious, how do you hope your queer fan base reacts to this? What do they mean to you?
I hope they love it. I hope they have fun with it. I hope kiss a lot to it. I hope we get those moments, those precious, fabulous moments together, because really I couldn't have made these kind of records without my queer fan base really being my cheerleaders, making me feel that I can be so confident and sing for them and be exactly who I am. And I feel so much love from them. And I may give you some music, but you give me so much. I am so lucky to be allowed into your beautiful community.
You already at least have one queer fan who loves it, so that's good. But I'm sure there will be more.
Right.
Yeah, and I know with this record too, I know there was an intentionality behind. I know you worked with a vocal coach, and you wanted to really push your vocals here, to really challenge yourself and maybe get a different range and maybe some tonal differences. Was there a moment in the studio where you surprised yourself and went somewhere that you hadn't before, or did something different that you're like, oh, this is really cool and catchy?
I think it was like the amount that I was allowing myself to not show off. It's not show off, because it's not that. I think I was the confidence, like, don't you know who I am? Straight out the back, like that was the first song we wrote. And to be fair, I have to credit Jake Shears the icon for coming out with the line. We'd written this kind of, it was moody. I wanted it to kind of feel like it could be at the opening of a Bond film. And it was kind of set in the Mediterranean, Postiano, and like there's Vespers and all of this. And I'd set this scene. We hadn't written the chorus yet. And Jake, I think, was rehearsing for Cabaret. And I don't know, Liza Minnelli must have been in his mind or something, but he just, don't you know who I am? I'm the love of your life. And I went, oh my God, that's so obnoxious and deluded and amazing. But I would never have written that line. But as soon as Jake Shears, who is iconic and fantastic and talented, I think it was, I swear Liza Minnelli was in his head. And I kind of love that. It's theatrical. So I think that was like, and instead of me poo-pooing it and being like, I was like, okay, let's go. So I think that's the thing that kind of surprised me, how I was so open to pushing myself. But also I don't know, I think I and I've said this before, but I've been watching, I swear Cynthia and Ariana were doing the rounds on Wicked 1. And my algorithm was filled with them.
Oh, me too.
Thrilled about. And you've seen Cynthia up with the broom and doing the big note. And I was like, God, she's good.
Insane.
God. And I was like, and she was talking about all the technicalities, and I was so fascinated by it. I think she really spurred me on to be like, okay, no, I need to work harder. I need to do better. And I need to try to pretend I'm Cynthia Erivo for a second.
Yeah.
So thank you for, I guess, thank you Instagram for feeding that to me, but also thank you Wicked and Cynthia, of course, and Ariana, because like they are like God-given voices, those voices. And I was like, wow, they are so technical. And I think Ariana Grande talks a lot about her singing teacher. And I think, I don't know, I'm sure Cynthia, I don't know if she has singing lessons anymore. I don't know, but like she's so on it. And I find that so fascinating.
I touched a little bit earlier too about, you embracing glamour and kind of a character on stage. How important is that sense of, dressing up into that for your confidence as a performer? And with this new era, will there be some of that energy you're bringing in a theatrical sense, maybe more Shirley Bloom, perhaps?
I mean, Shirley Bloom must come out, and I really want to be inspiration for Shirley Bloom and how Shirley Bloom is for everyone else. I kind of wonder whether that's going to be my lip sync song. I kind of think potentially I feel some of my friends that are queens, I feel like that's going to be their song. So let's see. But yeah, I mean, of course, like I've just like had the taste of like, I love fashion, and I used to wear suits and tailoring as like an armor. Now fashion and costume is like an extension of my music. So now it just feels even more exciting. And it's, I'm doing like leotards and getting lifted in the sky. Like we've come a long way from like apologizing to be on stage and like wearing a black suit. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, there will be, I mean, I don't know how many costume changes I can fit in, but there shall be one. I need a new name on stage. So we do have Shirley for one song, but I mean, we have this whole thing with the last one. It was the Pearl Club. I was Mother of Pearl. I get a new name for the band because Pearlettes, even though I love it, I'm like, we're not at the Pearl Club anymore, but the Pearlettes is so good. Do I keep it?
It's so good.
It is good. So maybe that stays. But I need to have, I can't be Mother of Pearl this time. So I need to think of the new names. Yes, it's all fun. So fun. It's so fun.
I feel like that creative process, or just, ideating and brainstorming, it's part of the fun. And that's what, like, getting to the final product is great, but that letting the creative juices flow is so fun.
The best. And, inspired by, whether I see the Gaga show or the Madonna show or, Sabrina, or you see what Rosalie is doing, it's exciting. Feels so, or my kids' little show that she did for Easter holidays of Oliver, and bless her, you can just see like dressing up and an occasion and a performance. It gets everyone loves it. And I also I envisage a lot of fringed cowboy hats. Pearls are well at the party. But I'm interested to see what everyone else wears. In my head, I kind of wanted everyone to come in like togas.
Togas. Okay.
But
I was gonna say Superbloom, so maybe flowers or some sort of floral,
no,
but
too obvious with like sauna and ride, but like of course, I don't know, like
yeah. Oh, but yeah, sauna and ride. Yeah, togas, a little Grecian, Roman moment could be good too.
out it's out looking like a kind of Coachella flower crown. It needs to not be that. However,
Yeah.
it does come with a Coachella flower. You're so welcome at my party.
Yeah. Yeah.
But we need to work out. It's like really fun. What are the fans going to dress up as? What am I going to do? It's fun.